Porter makes 3-year loans that include inflation protection. The annual interest rate compounded continuously is 3.2% plus the rate of inflation. US government borrows 100,000 for 3 years from Porter. The actual inflation rate occurring during the first year was 2.4% continuous. Inflation rates for second and third year were 2.8%, 4.2% compounded continuously. The US government is a risk-free borrower, which means there is no chance of default. Calculate the amount that the US government will owe Porter at the end of 3 years. So what the inflation rates will do is they just add on to the usual rate. So 3.2% continuous is the usual rate. And so for the first year, the inflation rate is 2.4%. So the actual first year rate would be just 3.2% plus 2.4%. And similarly, the actual second year rate would be this 3.2% plus 2.8%. And for the third year, it would be 3.2% plus 4.2%. So you just add on inflation rates to the basic rate to get the actual working rate. So that's what we do here. Continuous compounding gain means we're dealing with force of interest, with constant force of interest. With constant, let's add continuous compounding means we have constant force of interest. So overall force of interest during first year, as we said, would be the basic rate, which was 3.2% plus the inflation rate for the first year. So that's 0.056. Similarly, you add the second year inflation rate and the third year inflation rates to the basic rate to get the second and third year overall force of interest rates. And we know that under constant force of interest, the amount function is P e power delta t. So we have varying force of interest over the 3 years. So we will calculate it step by step. So after first year, we will have principal. So 100,000 was the basic borrowing amount. So 100,000 e to the power 0.56 is what we will have at the end of the first year. And substituting t equals 1 in this equation and delta equals 0.056. So, and then we come into the second year. So this is what we have at the end of year 1. So for the second year, this now becomes the principal, the 100,000 e to the 0.56. And again, going from year 1 to year 2 during the second year, we just have e power delta t, and delta for the second year was 0.06. And time is again 1 year because we're going from year 1 to year 2. That's a space of 1 year. And so now this is what we have at the end of 2 years. So similarly, now this will be used as a principal at the start of the third year. And during the third year, the rate is 0.074. And again, it's just 1 year we are talking about from year 2 to year 3. That's what the third year is. So then we have all this, which simplifies to 129.25, and that is choice C.